Let me tell you something. Leaving the school is the best decision I ever made. The kids are aggravating and the parents are aggravating, and let's not talk about administration. I'm going to give you what a one day looks like in the schoolhouse. Teacher or staff member wakes up probably about 5 a.m. 5 a.m. They're trying to move slow, but they still feel a little rushed because they have to commute to the school. Some people live close to the school, some live a little bit further. If you live close to your school, that means you see the kids on the weekends, and that's not what you want to do. So a lot of people don't work near their neighborhood school. Okay, now you try to have a cup of coffee. You try to avoid reading your email until you get to the building. You get to the building, you go to your mailbox, you have to make copies, whatever you need to do to get ready for your class. But you're rushing because you don't really have the time. You see other staff members, you want to say good morning, but you don't even make eye contact. They're in a rush, you're in a rush. In the beginning, you take it personal, but then you realize this is just the nature of the beast. Then you get to your room, you read a few emails. You're already stressed out because you have one parent emailing you about something related to the student's IEP, a student who probably doesn't even need an IEP. So you're stressed out about that. You want to make sure you remember to give him his separate setting. You want to make sure you remember to give her her extended time. You don't care if it takes 8 hours, is what you hear from the parents. Fast forward. You have to stand outside your door for morning duty. You're standing outside for morning duty. You're greeting all your students. Half of them don't even speak to you. They have an attitude. They get their breakfast. And what do they do with their breakfast? They throw it right in the garbage. So they're throwing all their food away. They come to the room. First thing they want to know is, can they go to the bathroom? So it's like 10 of them already asking to go to the bathroom. So you get them in. You say, I want you to get settled down. Let's get started. Your phone rings. It's the front office telling you that somebody is coming in late. Somebody's coming in late. Okay, so they get to your room. Now they're late. So now you're trying to catch them up. You're trying to catch up students who are already there with their heads down. You're trying to engage them, but they don't want to be engaged. After that class, you got maybe 20 minutes of teaching in that class, which is probably a 45-minute class. After that, you have your next class coming in. Your next class is coming in with an attitude because they didn't like what happened in their first class. The first period teacher told them they couldn't go to the bathroom. So now they have to go to the bathroom in your classroom. You as a teacher, you're not going to tell them no because you don't want to hear from their parents, because the parent is going to say, if my daughter has to go to the bathroom, who the hell are you to tell her no? If my son say he got to go, he got to go. I mean, I've had students say, I'll piss, using the exact words. I'll pee on the floor. So who's raising these children? So y'all want to know why teachers are quitting? We ain't even get through second period, and I'm getting ready to end the video. Because here's the thing. Parents, y'all need to get it together. For real, for real. Like, it's okay for your kids to be afraid of you. A healthy fear works. From the age from 0 to 6, those are the formative years. Those are the discipline years. Those are the years that you teach your students or your children. Okay, but some of y'all have too many kids, so you can't teach them all. And they're suffering from emotional poverty.
Whoa, okay. She said a mouthful there. You know what's crazy? I'm seeing more and more of these videos where the teachers are like fed up. They feel like they don't have support from not only the administration, the staff at the school, but the parents aren't really doing their part at home. I don't know what's going on, but um, let's look at some of the statistics, right? So in 2025, teachers intending to leave their jobs decreased to 16% from 22% in 2024. Burnout remains the most universal reason, with 92% of educators reporting that is the main reason, and 70% of early career teachers, 5 years or less, are leaving or considering leaving, driven by excessive workloads, low pay, and lack of support. So teachers that have only been in the field less than 5 years are like, you know what, maybe this ain't for me. Too much work, too much mental overload. It's funny because when I was in school, to be honest with you, it seemed like the teachers were, I won't say in a jovial mood, but for the most part, they were all like happy to come to school. They were happy to interact with us and engage with us. And you had a few students who had like behavioral issues, like the class clowns, the ones that come to school just to, you know what I'm saying, disrespect the teacher or to be the class clown within the class. They're not really there to learn. You could tell they just come to school to show off their new clothes or to get with the girls, or you know what I mean. It was more so the boys than the girls having behavioral issues. Like, I'm gonna be honest about that. But it seemed like nowadays the kids don't really be engaged. They don't really be in tune. They don't retain the information, and so many teachers are complaining like they are given assignments to be done at home and they're not being done. The parents aren't really helping at home. So the kids really, what they learn inside of the classroom, it stays there. Like, they don't try to educate themselves or enlighten themselves beyond the classroom, if that makes sense, right? And here are, let's listen to let's list a few of the factors that are contributing to, again, teachers deciding, you know what, maybe this ain't the profession for me. So they're reporting that their mental health is worse, higher stress, and more burnout than other working adults in other professions. Their reasons for leaving include, but are not limited to, a lack of administrative support, excessive workloads, and challenging student behaviors. Um, Regional impacts. So let's say places like California, over 1,200 teachers were laid off in early 2025 due to budget constraints and demographic differences. Black teachers are more likely to report plans to leave compared to their peers. I wonder why that is. I'm gonna have to look into that. Um, Professional outlook. Only 19% of the teachers would recommend that profession. So again, man, when I was growing up in school, man, it wasn't really, you didn't hear these type of complaints. Maybe the pay was a lot more. I won't say it was more because that's back in the day, but maybe the economy has changed. So, they don't feel like they're being compensated for being what some will call glorified babysitters, because oftentimes that's what they are. They people send their kids to school. They don't send them prepared. Some of them don't be having the tools, the pencils, the notebooks. Their backpacks be full of Game Boys and iPads, and not the actual assignments that they were given the night before. And even when teachers try to confront the parents by sending them emails about certain things that are going on, they are met with resistance. Like, they can't even discipline the kids in the schools anymore. And I'm not saying like discipline them physically, but they can't reprimand them without the parents saying, my baby should be able to go to the bathroom, or my baby should be able to do this. And it's like, you just making it a very unhealthy environment for not only your child, but for other childs that are trying to learn. And I remember there was a story, right? A lady posted on TikTok, right? She was saying that she felt that the teacher was giving her baby a hard time because of her spelling, her grammar. So the mom decided to write a letter. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all seen this story. The mom decided to write a letter. And when I tell you, she wrote the letter to the teacher, which she could have easily wrote an email. It probably would have been better for her, but she decided to write a handwritten letter. So many grammatical errors, so many, like, the punctuation was horrible. I think the first word of the letter was hey, and it wasn't hey, H-E-Y, which is still bad. It was H-A-Y, like hey on the phone. It was bad. So a lot of these kids, the behaviors that they're bringing into the schools, they're learning from home. And I guess teachers are fed up, man. It's crazy. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Any teachers, if you want to comment anonymously in the comments, leave a comment and let me know. Do you share the same sentiments as this young lady? Because it appears that she has walked away from the profession entirely, and she just like, enough is enough. But y'all let me know. Do y'all feel like you know, even parents, do y'all feel like your kids aren't being taught properly because of the other students potentially in the class, or do y'all feel like just the curriculum is not the same, and do you feel like that is the issue? Like, what do you believe the issue is, and the reason why a lot of these teachers deciding that they don't even want to teach anymore, man? I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all leave it in the comments. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get me to 500 subscribers, man, and beyond that. But 500 that's attainable. We can get there. That's no problem. But I appreciate y'all once again, man. To the next video.